What makes a super truck a super truck? Well, I'm right here at the first drive event of the new 2022 GMC Hummer EV truck, and I'm gonna try to answer that question for you right now by going inside, telling you all the features, and also there's a lot to it. And in my mind, a super truck has to do as many things as possible and do it very, very well and competently. If you see this one right here, it's lowered. The one I just showed you was all the way on its tippy toes. So height adjustable suspension is part of it. Acceleration is another part of it. 1,000 horsepower from 3 electric motors. Of course, that's a big part for a 3-second approximately 0 to 60. But let's take a look at this guy and try to figure out what makes a super truck really, really interesting and very cool. So first of all, any off-roader or a super truck needs to have off-road capability. So let's take a look at the tires. Lots of clearance. The Hummer EV truck comes standard with 35s, and this is just one of the wheel options and one of the tire options, of course, available. A Goodyear Wrangler Territory MT 35-inch tall tire on an 18-inch wheel in this case. You have to have lots of ground clearance. I'll show you that in a second as far as how to change that. Of course, approach and departure angles. You can see the cutout bumpers, huge amounts of approach, and you of course also have to have articulation. GMC says up to 13 inches of articulation up front and 13 inches in the rear. This is kind of a off-road 1 setting, and it's articulating right now. So 13 inches of travel, and 10 of those inches are controllable. So you can lower it all the way down for entry exit. You could jack it all the way up like you saw in the beginning of this video. So how about this? Jump in the passenger seat and I'll show you around. Okay, so this is what an Edition 1 truck looks like, and I can show you lots of its features. So let me go to the home screen, kind of start there. As you can see, you have a giant gauge cluster digital screen up front with everything like the state of charge, your range, your odometer, and the rest, including your suspension travel, your pitch and roll, everything else. But this is another, of course, control center right here in the middle, and now this has fully featured. I've shown you in many other videos kind of concept vehicles at auto shows. Well, these are fully functional trucks as far as their software and their motors, their capability, and the rest. So let's go over range, right? 329 miles of range from approximately 200 kilowatt hours. So technically range is there because 329 miles on a charge, it's okay. But what about charging speeds? So let me show you this. On the homepage, there is also one of the apps is called Energy. Energy is pretty interesting. So first of all, there are settings. You could do DC fast charge conditioning, before manual conditioning, so you can enable that if you want. There's multiple ways of doing this. I'll show you that in a second. You have energy usage, some information about how much energy the climate control system is taking or your recent drive. And then there's this. I think this is pretty good interface. Come on in. So you can charge now or charge later, and also you could define really easily what your maximum state of charge should be. So there you have it right here. So for example, let's say I want to go up to 75%, that's what it'll be. You could schedule your charging. Maximum capability for fast charging is 350 kilowatts, and technically you could get there in an ideal situation at an Electrify America station and some other stations. So for example, let me show you one of the examples. Volta charging, Blink. So when you click a charging station, it will show you any number of them. Electrify America, how about this? It's telling me it's 1.5 miles away. 85% will be the state of charge when I get there. And if I say navigate, it will actually start. It knows I want to go there, and it will start automatically conditioning my batteries. There you have it. It gave me a little message. I can wipe it away and focus on my map and my driving. Pretty neat. Of course, there's maps, Google Assistant. I want to show you, so towing. Let's talk about trailering. Trailering and towing. Add new trailer. So this is very similar to other GM trucks. Let me select. My favorite trailer would be a boat. Okay, done. Checklist, maintenance, lights. So the concepts are similar to what a standard truck would give you, but it's in a little bit different user interface. I quite like this. Also shows you total mileage with the trailer, which I love because it kind of also helps you with maintenance of your trailer. You can also define cameras inside or on the back of your trailer, which is pretty neat. Let me go back to the trailering page. Let's see. Checklist. New checklist. So you get the idea right there. Then there are off-road pages. I want to show you a little bit about this. So first of all, there is kind of a G-force meter. When you're moving, these quadrants kind of show which wheels, either have traction or applying torque. Pitch and roll, of course. Also, your suspension setting. If you see blue lines, it's kind of how far they're going away from the normal setting, either up or down. Like I said, 13 inches of travel. This is pretty neat. First of all, shows me steering angle, which is about 42 in the front and about 10 in the rear. You can kind of see I'm kind of moving the dirt underneath me right now. You can see that. You can see the lockers are unlocked. I'll show you that in a second. My tire pressures, very clear. I like that. Of course, my elevation and compass. And also how much torque I'm asking from the system. So you can kind of tell when I put it in drive and try to move, kind of shows you what type of torque I'm asking. Now down here on the center console, of course this is my shifter from reverse neutral drive. There's also a low setting. Right here, let me show you. Drive setting, and you tap it again. There is the low setting. What is this? Well, think of it as one pedal driving an electric vehicle, but low, the braking is a lot more aggressive, and it's also done for off-roading. You can toggle between them. So drive is kind of normal-ish. Low is, and it's actually using the brakes, not just electric motors, at very low speeds. So that's that. Over here, your drive mode selector and your suspension height selector. They're telling me this is a button that's going to be important soon. And crab mode selector right here. Cameras. Let's take a look really quick. Many cameras around the vehicle, in the bed. Of course, this is some of the standard GMC stuff. And then there is, of course, some also other very interesting cameras underneath. So you can see underneath. You could see front and back. And you can also wash the under cameras as well. It's all good. Of course, you can also look inside your bed. And there's H patterns everywhere for Hummer. Then there is also Watts to Freedom mode. Double tap this. The seat vibrates. The drive mode selector comes on. We're about to launch. We're about to launch on the moon. Take a look. So, of course, at precondition it says check surroundings. Use will accelerate vehicle wear. Repeated use because you're launching it in almost 3 seconds. And of course, if I went through it, it will also lower the vehicle, precondition the driveline components, including the battery, and then off you go into this maximum acceleration mode. One more click of this disengages the system. Very easy. Drive modes, kicking up dirt. So there's, of course, there are many. Trailering mode. This is towing a Saturn V rocket. This is quite interesting. And then there's also My mode, which you could adjust any number of these settings. Steering, off-road and terrain. Suspension. Off-road is a little bit more for support. A little bit acts quickly and gives you suspension. Terrain is a little bit on the softer side. Acceleration normal. Adrenaline actually increases actual output, like a sport mode. Relaxed numbs down the power and the pedal feel, both. Motor sound in off-road and terrain modes, you get a little bit of feedback when you press on the accelerator, and you can kind of gain some feedback off of it. And finally, there's also, I wanted to show you one more thing. For example, you could drag different icons into this shortcut area. For example, if you always want to use cameras, you can drag that over and have it easily accessible. And there's settings and aux switch settings. Let's see, aux. And then you can also modify it. What does this look like to you? Looks like a Hummer vehicle driving over something. There are several others, so if I click this, there are many others. I don't know, octopus. They had some fun with this. A Yeti, a Loch Ness Monster, a flying thing, and one of these. Look at that, it looks like a Hummer is flying on top of what appears to be dinosaurs or maybe T-Rex or raptors. Quite interesting. Let me know what you think about this. Of course, GM is thinking about competition there, it appears. So, is it a super truck? Well, we'll find out. I need to drive it, of course, more. I haven't had a lot of time. But it does a lot, as you can see. Suspension travel, power, configurability, luxury. It will tow about 7,500 pounds, which is not a lot. 1,300 pounds of payload, it's okay. It's competitive. Pricing is $112,000. High price. So yeah, it could be a super truck. It does a lot of things and it has a lot of capability for a price. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, follow us tfl-studios.com for everything automotive. I'll see you on another one. Stay tuned to TFL Off-Road channel, TFL Truck, and of course TFL EV for everything about this new Hummer EV truck and other trucks. Thanks for joining me.